Welcome to the AI for Oklahoma Classrooms podcast, a production of the Oklahoma State Department of Education's Office of AI and Digital Learning. I'm your host, Dr. Karen Leonard. I'm so glad you're here. We're starting this journey because we believe in the power of Oklahoma teachers. We know the passion you bring to your students, but we also know that Sunday night feeling, the mountain of grading, and the 3 different lesson plans you need for Monday morning. AI isn't here to replace the magic you bring to your classroom. It's here to be your ultimate teaching partner, helping you clear the busy work so you can get your weekends back and focus on what you love doing most, teaching. By now, you've built a foundation of safety, privacy, and school-wide policy. Now we're shifting our focus back to the instructional magic of the classroom. We want to help you clear away the administrative hurdles that keeps your students from engaging with the heart of your subject. Today we're talking about the document doctor, using AI to modernize dense primary sources and make complex history or literature accessible to every student in your classroom. In our last episode, we looked at how to move from being an individual efficiency architect to building a school-wide AI policy. We talked about creating a consistent, safe environment for all students and supporting our colleagues in their AI journey. Now that the rules of the road are set, we can get back to the art of teaching. One of the biggest barriers to student engagement is the blank page or dense text barrier. When we hand a student a primary source document, maybe a faded letter from the land run or a complex historical treaty, the archaic language and formatting can stop their learning before it even starts. Think of AI as your document doctor. You can take a primary source that is visually difficult to read or linguistically dense and ask AI to transcribe and reformat for clarity. This isn't about changing history. It's about updating the delivery. You can use AI to transcribe faded or handwritten sources, turning a hard-to-read image of a document into a clear, searchable text. You can update the formatting by adding bullet points, subheadings, and modern paragraph breaks to a wall of text to improve readability. And you can create side-by-side versions by asking AI to provide a modern language translation next to the original text so students can compare the two. By removing the physical barrier of a dense document, you're allowing students to focus on the analysis of the source rather than just the decoding of it. For our teachers in smaller districts or those managing multiple prep periods, this level of differentiation used to be maybe a 10-hour project. AI turns it into a 60-second task. You can take a single primary source and instantly adjust its complexity or formatting for 5 different reading levels. This ensures that whether a student is an advanced reader or an English language learner, they're all working with the same core standards and the same historical heart of the lesson. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're teaching a unit on the land run of 1889, and you want your students to analyze a settler's letter describing their journey. The original script is often written in flowery, complex Victorian-era prose and may include archaic spelling or poor handwriting from a prior transcription. Instead of simplifying the language entirely, which robs students of the chance to grapple with authentic historical voice, let's use the side-by-side approach. You would take that original text, maybe a difficult paragraph that begins, "'Twas a fortnight since we departed, and the dust did cling to our very souls, yet the promise of fertile sod kept our spirits unbowed," and prompt AI, "I need a companion text for this primary source for my 8th grade history class." On the left, keep the original text exactly as it is. On the right, create a modern, plain language translation of each paragraph. Maintain the tone and focus, but remove archaic vocabulary and overly complex sentence structures for clarity. The resulting document gives your students instant differentiated support. The advanced learners can use the modern text as a quick reference check, focusing their energy on historical interpretation. Your struggling readers or English language learners have a clear entry point, allowing them immediate access to the core facts and the sentiments of the letter. This dual text strategy maintains rigor by keeping the original source as the authoritative text, while the AI simultaneously removes the decoding barrier. The key here is not simplification, but clarification. It transforms what used to be a frustrating exercise in deciphering antiquated prose into a focused lesson on historical empathy and source analysis. This is the instructional magic AI makes possible. It lets the past speak clearly to the present without sacrificing the integrity of the primary source. As always, the brain is the boss. AI can modernize the language, but you are the moral navigator who ensures the historical context remains accurate and the original intent of the author is preserved. You provide the expertise to guide the discussion, while AI handles the administrative drifting that often happens when we try to modernize materials manually. At the end of every episode, we end with a tomorrow morning test, one specific actionable AI win you can use in your classroom the very next day. The test this episode is called the Document Doctor Scan. First, identify one primary source or complex reading passage you're using tomorrow that the students often find intimidating. Copy the text into an AI chatbot and say, "I am an Oklahoma teacher. This is a primary source for my," enter your grade level, "students. Please reformat this text with modern paragraph breaks and subheadings to improve readability, but keep the original language intact." Then, print the new version and watch how much faster your students dive into the actual discussion. You'll find that removing the blank page barrier transforms your prep time from a chore into a creative act. That's it for this episode. You're now using AI to bring the past to life with modern accessibility. In our next episode, we'll look at the first draft advantage, exploring how to move from a state standard to a full lesson outline in no time at all. Thank you for joining me for this episode of AI for Oklahoma Classrooms, brought to you by the OSDE's Office of AI and Digital Learning. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with a colleague who could use a little more time back in their day. Remember this: AI lightens the load. You bring the heart, the expertise, and make the impact in your classroom. See you next time.